Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom. Welcome to day 2645 of What's She Up To Now. Documenting the journey as I came online back in 2017, 2018 actually is when I started doing videos, because I'd been challenged for over a year by my coaches and mentors to get out there and start producing content and start talking. And so one of the things I did was every day I just hopped on and said, okay, this is what I'm working on. This is what's working. This is what's not working. And some of those videos are so awful. I seldom if ever go back and watch them, but every once in a while Facebook will serve me up a memory of one, and I'll watch a couple of seconds of it, cringe a little, and then turn it off. And that's, I think, how everybody feels about doing video. Anybody who's afraid to do video, guess what? Oh, it's like anything else we're afraid of. We just do it. We realize it doesn't kill us, and then we get better and better and better at it. So today we're talking about the IDEANCE process, which is a process we came up with in January as part of this year's Be a Better You annual challenge. And we're on step 3 today, which is exploring options. I think it's one of my favorite steps of any process. Is first we figure out where we are, what's going on right now. Then we figure out what we want. And then we spend a day. I like to spend a day, not a whole day, but as I go about my day, I think of these things. But a day focusing on, all right, I know what the problem is. I know what I want it to look like after I find a solution. But what are the possible solutions to get me from where I am to where I want to go? Well, this month we're focusing on relationships. So for the Be a Better You challenge, I picked my relationship with my granddaughters, and actually doing one thing tonight. We're having a sleepover, all 3 little granddaughters. And then for my businesses, I picked, okay, my ideal relationship with my customers. And I shared the 10-3-1 tool for us to brainstorm with. It's just where we tell ourselves we're going to brainstorm at least 10 options today. And we're going to circle the 3 that are most appealing to us, because we're going to use that information to apply the A of the process tomorrow. So Shannon, I shared hers. She came up with 3 so far, but I challenged her to go back and come up with just the larger, broader stroke. These are my 10 possible things. And then she had already added bullet points, thinking, okay, now I've got I've got 9, 10, 11, 12, but it doesn't work that way. 10 different possible things. So I started my list for customers, my customer relationships, focus groups, surveys, direct invitations for individuals to come and get an inside look at different areas or aspects of the business, or my life, etc. Number 4, customer appreciation and program, to ramp one of those up and have actually one for me personally. Hire a consultant to audit the process of my relationships with my ideal customers and ideal clients, etc. Hire a coach. There's all kinds of things we can do, but those are my 5. And as I go about the day, I will finish both that list and the list of 10 for with my granddaughters. And then we're going to look at those lists tomorrow. Then I'll pick, okay, what 3 appeal to me most at the end of the day. And then tomorrow we'll hop into the A of the IDEANCE process, which of course stands for analyzing alternatives and selecting something to take action on immediately. Sounds a lot like the SOAP framework, doesn't it? I wonder why. Because the process is the same for whenever we want to solve a problem, achieve a goal, overcome an obstacle, and we can have as many steps as we want to it. It still boils down to the same thing, right? Knowing where you are, knowing where you want to be, and how you're going to fill that, and then taking action to do that, seeing if it's working. If it's not, do something else or do more of what you did already, etc. Same process over and over again. And that's what I want to make sure that we all learn this year. If we haven't learned it already, we can create the process any way we want. We can have it as complicated or as simple as we want. Guess what? For simple challenges, simple problems, I like to have a super simple process, like a 3-step process or 4 max. And then for complicated things, complicated business problems and things, I might have to get online and do some computer analysis and challenge and problem solving and decision making, etc., depending on how complicated or complex the problem is. But the truth is, we as human beings make everything way more complex than it has to be. We can usually boil things down to their essence and solve them way faster than all of the noise and stuff that gets involved in our decision making, our goal setting, our achieving and being and doing and having whatever it is that we want. All right, that's all I've got today. If I can help you in any way, ask. Otherwise, have an awesome day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow. Bye.